Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to MBTV. I'm still your regular host on the channel. I'm still Captain Lust, Community Management, Tailwords, Entertainment, whatever the hell I do. I'm joined now by our glorious leader. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. Going a little bit crazy. I've been doing map intros all day because it's new maps bonanza in this back-to-back Sunday.
Been enjoying your epic chiptunes.
Yes, definitely. What a perfect segue into mentioning them. If you go on to twitch.tv/MBTV. You might be watching on the forums, I don't know where you're watching, but go to twitch.tv/MBTV, MB_TV. Under the stream there are links to the Bandcamp of Nervous Test Pilot and Binster. Both of those are used in the stream. They're lovely music, and they're all buddies. They make the Frozen games, like Frozen, Silence, Frozen Cortex, great games as well. Not as good as Warband though, which will be streaming tonight. O'Shell, you're somewhat becoming a regular cast on the stream, which I enjoy. It's always a pleasure to have you on. You're now on for, I would say, an A-list game, if ever there was one. It's El Clasico.
This is my big moment and their big moment.
Yeah, it is. I think more your big moment than either of these teams. I think this is tonight is about you, I would say, more than anything.
Oh, brilliant. I like that when that happens.
But I mean, it's weird because this is the iconic, big historical matchup. The record.
There's got to be one every tournament, doesn't there?
Yes, I mean, I'm sure we'll get some big games towards the semi-finals as well. But speaking about El Clasico specifically, Apis Europae still have a 7-0 record. I know you are doing some delving into the archives and doing a bit of mount&blade competitive history studying at the moment. Watching old streams, having a good time with that. What does El Clasico mean to you as someone who joined the scene? What was it, yesterday or whenever you joined?
I may not be such an old man as you in the scene, but well, as far as I understand, IG were the top team for a long time, or one of the top teams, one of the teams that competed at the top level for a long time, and A came about by kind of stealing some of IG's members, I think.
Yes, that was the reason I left AE, really. Suddenly, we had this great new clan. AE was going to be competitive. I was thinking, yes, so much fun. I've just been playing with Germans for years, and now I can play at the top level again. And then all these IG members joined, and I was like, oh, well, forget this. And I just started streaming and stuff.
Are you one of those clan members that needs a lot of attention, otherwise,
well, obviously,
they leave?
Naturally, I've got my ego to contend with, but I sort of, at the time, I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of IG. Obviously, I love them now. At the time, we had our differences, and it was just like, I felt like the clan, I think I perhaps wanted a bit more of it than really the scene was kind of ready for. I wanted it to be basically 8 players playing for 8 hours a day, every day, and just winning.
Well, that's what we all want.
Yeah, but it didn't. I mean, realistically, obviously, we probably didn't need a few more players. But it got to the point where I felt like I would rather perhaps help out a smaller team or do something, which I didn't do in the end. I just kind of, I just sort of fizzled out. A couple of failed tournaments, and 100 streams later, and here we are.
Ah, brilliant. Well, I'm glad Yona didn't succeed in recruiting you then.
Yeah.
As you revealed yesterday, I think it was.
Yeah, yeah, he did. I assume you didn't consent to that. It was just him doing some wild business.
Well, I thought he was joking, so I consented, and then he sent me all these chat logs. I was like,
chat logs, God. I gotta be careful what I sent to him.
Ah, definitely. It's always public. But yeah, IG kind of never really recovered. It felt like, just in my history discoveries, they never quite got back to where they used to be.
Yeah, you're sort of
from
right.
losing some of that talent.
I mean, the record that I mentioned says it all, 7-0. IG haven't taken down Apis Europae in an official match once so far, and they haven't really had a great game, which is kind of ironic considering it is the El Clasico. I think perhaps is tonight. I want to say tonight is perhaps one of the best chances we've had for a while to have a great game in El Clasico.
I feel like IG still have some great talent. Gary, obviously, being a big name. Oliverin getting more of a name as an imp as
That's right.
each match goes by. And they had a pretty strong performance against Wolfpack last week.
Yeah, they've really kind of crushed Wolfpack, and I think a lot of people were expecting Wolfpack to actually beat IG. Wild as that may be, I think people really definitely not rating IG at all at the moment. But after last week, I think basically Oliveran's just been putting in a lot of hard work in the team, getting up to scratch, and yeah, it's been showing off.
Always need someone in the team to do that.
Is you saying that to you for Castellan?
I didn't say anything. I just said I need someone.
Slackers, the rest of them. Anyway, we spoke a little bit about IG then, but I do want to mention quickly Apis Europae. Why don't you just tell me about them?
Well, they're the top team, aren't they? That's what they've always called themselves, and whether through skill or just self-determination of calling themselves that, they've always been the top team. Or until recently, when they had some closer games with some newer teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, they must be going into favourites.
Honestly, I just feel like Apis Europae always kind of they play it cool. They don't really sweat too hard until they need to. That's kind of how they tend to do in tournaments. Like, they have their classic thing. They always have one loss in a WNL. Come back. I think there's a good reason for that as well. It's not just laziness, maybe a bit laziness, but it might be. I mean, really, a lot of teams kind of burn out. Specifically, want to mention maybe Turkey in the recent Nations Cup, going absolutely mental at the start. Really can leave you a little bit burned out towards the more important stage of the tournament.
I think this is going live, by the way.
Oh, is it? Wonderful. Then let's run the new map intro, which we have for Naval Outpost. Hope you enjoyed that brand new map intro, because I spent the best part of the day working on it. It's a bit more tasteful, I think, than the Silk Road one.
Quite intense, Silk Road one. Not that I didn't enjoy it, but it was quite full on.
Yeah, it's a very hardcore dubstep. Oh, we've got a little bit of an issue with the round length. Okay, what's happening now? Okay, please do not ask the streamer to do admin. Never again do that, because that was just going to drive me crazy. Someone did that in this sort of Metucon tournament we had, like, in this university. I was about to flip, honestly. Never ask the streamer to do admin. I'm specifically streaming at this point. Anyway.
It automatically fixes though once you change the time, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
3 CAF for IG.
Quite a lot of Naval Outpost. I have no idea what Naval Outpost meta is. We've got a little corner here which seems to be unclosed. Is that intentional? Who knows? 3 cav, is that a lot? It's a lot, right? It's quite close, man.
Well, it's a kind of mixed map, but it feels pretty close. Like, the next map, Verloren, feels kind of similar as well. Maybe this is a little bit flatter, but...
Tunnels and things and open spaces, but kind of closedy. Is it technically a mixed map, Naval Outpost?
Yeah, I think it's in the mixed map section.
No. Wide streets give you a mixed map. America would be furious. Okay. Flag has spawned now, up in the sort of top kind of area, near this wine pump. A looking for their approach. Azang goes charging in. Terrari seems to be overwhelmed. He's not able to shoot at the moment. A just desperately trying to get into melee. First kill of the match comes from Cleric Johnson. Using the Sounded Sword, not going for the axe this time. Osiris pulls one back on Azan. These IG Cav actually doing work already. Yeah. Monopolish bringing down Razor as well, but Peter and LaRue fighting back. Very, very close first round here. Our player ahead with a double kill from LaRue. Double kill from Peter as well. Double headshot from LaRue there. Triple kill from Peter. Now the key players, the stars of Apis Europae, starting to shine as IG start to fall to pieces. Triari goes down, so does Oliveran. Very even at the start there, but A did pull through.
Yeah, it looked like IG wanted to kite them out, but they kind of got cramped up in the corner, and then AE had more infantry, just kind of smashed them up a little bit there.
Yeah, it seemed like the Inf did the big work there, but actually got Peter and LaRue getting a lot of kills as well. I guess once IG were under that kind of pressure, Peter really did start to clean up, got that lovely triple kill.
Yeah.
Important for Apis Europae to see him playing well as well, because they did lose some Cav recently. They are lacking Shema Farash, Axel and Mitchell, so relying very much on the remaining horsemen, and Peter and Toby, now their Cav duo. Toby not currently present. I think he might not be as active, perhaps not as scary as once he has been.
Who's that, Peter?
Toby.
Toby, yeah.
Peter I feel like is perhaps scarier than ever.
Yeah, he's always on top front. I mean, yeah, they've lost. Shema is always a big name for E, but I mean they've still got such a roster of big names. It's hard. How do you pick their key players when you do A?
I just messaged Deacon and said, who are your key players? He listed himself, his twin brother, and Peter. So so that was job done. No flies on Captain Lust for the key players for this match. A little bit of aggression coming in. Peter charging right into the IG ranks. Zan going in there as well. Some early kind of play. Not working out well. It doesn't seem to be. They're charging into all kinds of scene props. But IG running in fear and backing off into this sort of archway. A lot of narrow pathways in this map as well, which I feel like makes it kind of a closed map.
Yeah.
I mean, that archway where IG are right now, you can really, really completely shut that off with just a couple of players and a couple of spears. 300 Spartans,
here a little bit there.
Not necessary at all. Yeah, I think they could have done as well. Ran right into that post. We were talking about him being the form of his life. Perhaps just getting used to this map, I would say. Even more aggression here from Peter. A seemed to be determined to be aggressive in the early round with their horsemen. I wonder what the thinking is there. Flag has spawned now over on the ships. The ship, I wish I should say. And I think the version of this map they're using, it's got no ramps down to the ship, which means Cav a bit less utilisable. There was a version with ramps, it's not used at the moment. There is this interesting tunnel section, this kind of T-shaped tunnel, which IG had gone through. A looked to block them off potentially from coming out into the centre, but IG now pushing forward back round on their own side.
Cav down for IG there.
Lost one of their horses for the time being. Monopolist going to continue on foot.
Not necessarily a problem, because you're going to end up in a bit of a inf brawl on that ship, I think.
Yeah, they're still 2 on 2 as well. I mean, without those ramps, it's really hard for Cav to have much of an impact on this boat. There's only one entrance up to this back area as well, so if you can get an archer up there, it's a big, big factor. LaRue immediately getting straight up there, and he's going to be able to dominate this fight pretty well. I mean, they're going to have to rely on archers to counter him. Triari is fixed on LaRue there, but still very vulnerable. A move onto the flag now, and they're going to start to raise it. IG move down to the ship. Triari gets the first kill, brings down Zan. Only one horseman left for A right now, which could be significant. LaRue gets a kill on Monopolish. Dango's kicking as well. Kills flying in for Apis Europae for the time being. Oliveran putting one back though, and IG have good presence on the ship right now. Cleric Johnson has gone down. And Weirdo getting dominated here as well. Peter brings down Triari in the meantime though. Kills are still coming in for A, and they now have Razor and LaRue unchallenged shooting into the fight. I think that's probably curtains for IG. There's not much time left. The flag is high for Apis Europae as well. Just these 3 remaining players going to do what they can to stay alive. Down goes Osiris. Oliveran overwhelmed as well. Finished off by LaRue. Team kill from LaRue there. A little bit sloppy. Down goes Drian as well. And Apis Europae take a 2-0 lead. I think most people were expecting.
Oliveran seems to be doing most of the work for IG. He managed to take down Azan's horse, who's dealing with Azan and Razor at one point, and then he charged in and got a couple more kills in the fight as well.
Could it be the case that the other infantry for IG are not quite able to cope with the infantry strength of AE right now?
I think you could count the people who can cope with the AE infantry on one hand, and there's not many on the IG side. Osiris is a decent inf as well, though, and Kekin actually. So actually, yeah, they do have a decent inf. I don't know what's going on
one
there.
hand with 3 fingers. But I mean, but still,
fights breaking out.
nevertheless,
straight away,
A very, very powerful infantry. Early kill there from Dasby that brings down Craig Johnson. Nice Couch Lance. That's a perfect start to this fight for IG. Abyss Europae happens just to rush in at the moment. And IG going to start meeting them instead of backing off in the early round. LaRue finds space to start shooting, but Osiris and Drion bringing kills in right now for IG. And they're really fighting back now. M fighting alone. Azan and Peter running into each other. Drion gets a double kill. But the AE Archers now finding space. They're unchallenged, shooting into this fight. It's a big, big problem. Razor gets the double kill, the double headshot to bring down Monopolish. And IG now left, fighting in sight of these two archers. Pico desperately scrambling for a shield. Does find a Horseman's shield, but LaRue and Razor are going to be shooting under that, I believe. Azan and Peter move forward. Piccolo and Oliveran now hold up in this small top of a wall area. Oh! Lovely shot there from LaRue. Oh, and finished off with a double headshot. Great face on LaRue as well. Very, very well known. LaRue, I love what he does with his stream. He's made himself very much a celebrity of the Warband scene with that stream. At LaRue the Bee, you can follow him on Twitter. I believe he's twitch.tv/LaRue the Bee as well. Definitely do check out his stuff.
That was a good chance for IG. Kekin tried to shut down both archers, but they just kind of surrounded and killed them really quickly.
Yeah, they're looking like a major threat right now. LaRue has got 7 kills in 3 rounds, and Razor on 4. They are looking absolutely terrifying. And is it the case, because I know a lot of people have been talking this way, you need god tier archers to compete at the top level at the moment. You've got freelancers with god tier archers, you've got We Don't You with Raiden and Pentetto, and now Razor and LaRue seem to be playing fantastically. Is it that you just need to have a couple of fantastic archers to play at this top level?
Yeah. Well, I think you need a broad quality across the board, really. But without, I think archers would be the key one. You can do with like infantry who aren't necessarily massive killers, but they can focus on surviving. You can do with Cav who aren't necessarily Shema level bump stabbing everyone, but as long as they know to come behind and get a bump on or get a nice couch or something like that, then they'll do fine. But your archers, they need to be able to hit their shots, otherwise you do all your planning to get archers in positions and stuff, and if they don't make the shots when they're there, because most teams kind of plan quite a lot around the archer positions, if you spend all that effort on getting them in position and they just don't hit anything, then you're not going to get anywhere.
I think that's a very fair analysis. IG perhaps feeling the loss of Sphere as well. Triari not playing in the form that we've seen him capable of in the past. The lack of Sphere as well is, I think, probably a big hit to them.
They do have Crazy Boy in Spectate though. He's a good archer.
Yeah, a lot of experience on Crazy Boy as well. I like that Crazy Boy's finally kind of found his place in IG. He had a lot of trouble in a couple of clans previously. Actually, a former AE member. Seems to be quite happy in IG as well, which is good because he goes way back. Me and him do. Every Nations Cup team for a while.
Except the last one.
Except the last one, yeah. He wasn't in that either, I guess, was he?
He was, yeah.
Oh, was he? Oh god, then shows what I know.
For a while, anyway.
Flag does spawn.
There's another brutal crossfire here for IG.
I mean, I just think this is such a World of Warcraft map. You've got like these different areas of the city. I don't know if you play World of Warcraft.
No.
No,
too cool.
But
Too cool. I play Warband.
I have played it in the past. It just feels like a World of Warcraft map. Ooh. Early kill coming in for LaRue. Is doing just getting loads of headshots at the moment. Up to 8 kills right now. And IG driving forward, but they're under fire. They're so vulnerable. They're moving their cabin to do what they can, but the kill's just coming in for Abyss Europae right now. LaRue gets another headshot, and it's just must be so tiring for IG fighting under this absolute rain.
Demoralizing when you've got those blessed shots.
Yeah, we're gonna go have a quick break right now. See you in half a minute. Dominating first set from Abyss Europae, 4-0. I gotta wonder. I mean, Valora and I assume is IG's choice.
Oh, I don't actually know. I'll go find out.
It must be because Abyss Europae are the first team, and it's the first team's map gets played first. So I believe Abyssal must have picked Naval Outpost. IG must have picked Valoran. I mean, A do have a history of kind of messing up on Valoran, but at the same time, they're just playing inf maps, and that seems a little bit reckless. I mean, there's more space on Valoran, I guess, to maneuver. There's a lot of flat ground, but really, I would think. But then again,
A are known as being the top, well, one of the top open map.
Yeah, again, that's another issue.
So.
Yeah, the problem is that they're just very good and they're very hard to deal with.
Looking at the maps and looking at what IG took, I wonder if they maybe tried to go for mixed maps where they could take a decent amount of cav and a decent amount of archers, but they didn't have to rely on being really heavy on cav or really heavy on archers, and they wanted to, well, a mixed map, I guess that's why they call them that. But they didn't really seem to do much kiting. You really need to be kitey and quite aggressive in that, but they kind of let themselves get trapped and just wandered into crossfires a lot.
Yeah. Not going to plan so far for IG at all. I mean, it's very difficult. Like, A is just such a stacked team.
Yeah, it's easy to make it look like you're doing something horrifically wrong against the E when actually they're just playing really well.
As someone who is leader of a first seed team, a top team, Castellans, I mean, you don't have to give away all your secrets, but I mean...
Well, I'm not going to.
I mean, what would be perhaps you're thinking, what could you tell us maybe about what you would think going into perhaps a map picking strategy?
Well, I would probably think something similar, to be honest.
To what IG have tried to do.
Yeah, if you think of something like Sandy Bush where you're playing against some of the top imp in the scene, that's going to be a tough one. And again, if you think of something like Field by the River where you're going to have their 6 cav tactics and Peter roaming around on a white horse and dismounting everyone all the time, that's a tough one as well. But if you can get something like Castellum would be an interesting one, which maybe IG could have gone for, where you can have a few archers, but you can have a few infantry.
Check that.
Well, maybe they did. Yeah, they did actually. They banned Castellum and Field by the River.
And A did.
Yeah, and IG banned Desolation Road and Silk Road.
That's interesting.
Desolation Valley and Silk Road.
I don't think A would have picked Silk Road, to be honest.
But yeah, you just want to try and be as annoying as possible, I think, against the A.
Yeah, fair enough.
Go for those cheap kills. That would be my recommendation.
Always against anyone, I'd say go for cheap kills. That seems like a great deal.
This looks like it's live, by the way.
Okay, so let's jump back into the game. And we'll be playing now with Guard of Istiniar as the Saranid side. Well, Apis Europae, switch over to the Nords. Into the game we go. And IG switch up, they're going to bring out 2 archers here. That's Luther going to be joining them. In comes Bliv, Scar, Neothar and Tomi for Apis Europae. No shortage of changes on the Apis Europae side.
Neothar, the new archer for E.
Known to some as the clan killer. Destroying Aquila and RNGD and any other clan in his path. He knows no mercy.
Tommy's been playing really well recently as well, actually.
Playing as archer, they switched up both their archers there. I think Apis Europae probably had this plan in beforehand of who they're going to play when. Yeah. I know they have systems for that kind of thing.
I know they're quite democratic as well. They make everyone get rounds.
I don't think
a clan of many egos.
Yeah. I loved. I know it's quite. It's not very non-biased for me to say this. It is biased, I suppose. But I loved Deacon's post in the El Clasico thread today, where like there was like discussion about who's the best team or whatever. Deacon just posted like the list of their trophies. I do like that kind of forum ego banter. But I won't dwell on that because people already criticised me for favouring A. They're a very nice bunch. I mean, when I'm praising A,
them.
I mean, obviously my heart is meant for Scar, and I love him more than words can tell. It's great to see him in here. He's got that great roleplay, angry Gothic 3 face that he's so happy with.
I didn't know about Gothic game, by the way, until recently. I didn't realise that's what Scar had named himself from.
Yeah, it's so weird. I don't think anyone outside of Germany played it. Flag spawns over in the boat now, and well,
see, what IG have is 3 cav. What they really want to do is hit them on the way rather than fight in that ship. But it looks like they're going to fight in the ship.
Well, if they can spread out and get some archer positions, they should be okay with this. Not too many dodgy spots really you can take here. They can get someone perhaps behind that archway, it'd be quite good. But I don't know if I like the cart as an archer spot for Luther here. We'll allow him to shoot us early. Triari's got the high ground as well. I mean, it's quite an assaultable area, but they have to get moving at this Europae because IG are raising the flag, and Triari's got that single entrance spot up in the back of the ship as well, which is very, very useful. I believe that's called the stern.
I'm no sailor.
Yeah, that's probably right. Someone will correct me. Tweet in if you have any idea what the names of parts of ships are.
This flag's going pretty high, but I think this is going to look bad for IG when the inf hit.
In comes the cav as well. Azan doing some very nice jumping in, dropping down. Immediately takes out Luther as well. They have to stay on that. They have to stay on that flag, and they have to be aggressive as well. Kills are flying in for Apis Europae, yeah. Absolutely getting cut to pieces right now as Nia picks up a double kill. Bliv takes down Try with the jav. And Nia gets a triple kill there, finishing off IG Esquire Hun. IG remain committed to their ranks after all these years.
I don't think you can pray like that and just sit on a flag and hope you're going to get it high enough or survive long enough against a team like AE.
Yeah, they did almost raise it, I suppose, but AE weren't going to give it away for free, were they? Let's face it. Perhaps more active approach was required. Interesting to see Bliv return to the competitive scene as well. He tends to be a sort of non-competitive kind of player, but a very talented player, I think.
Well, it's been a very popular hashtag. Let Bliv
play. There you go.
It's finally come to fruition.
AE playing very aggressive now.
I don't know why they benched Bliv last. I don't know if that was his choice or their choice.
I think it's his choice. He doesn't really like the pressure of it normally, but I think
Bliv's a great player. I think he's great.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a very distinctive one-hand dueling style that is absolutely horrific to play against. Nia clearly been a great addition to A as well, immediately picking up 3 kills in the first round. Very scary set of archers they have on this team. Incredibly scary. For a team who regularly badgers me to nerf archers. They seem very happy with the current situation.
I don't want to cause... On you go.
Sorry, I was doing some weird camera movements. I think I was still thinking about like filming the map intro and stuff. I was like flying through the tunnel, having a good time. Should focus more on the match.
You know, there's a few people watching.
Yes. Yeah, good to see such great numbers on the stream. Make sure you follow the channel. I always forget to mention that when it's like at the peak. And do support us because that does help out a lot. I'd love to make 1,000 over the course of this tournament. I'm heading that way at the time being on the channel. Flag will spawn soon, and it sort of died down. There was a bit of early kind of aggression from A, but they didn't pursue it. They have brought a Livrand down to an invisible amount of health, and he will go down to any kind of heavy breathing.
Interesting, Peter takes the Courser on this. I wonder how much that is actually useful and how much is just... It's now his thing, and he has to take the Courser.
I mean, there's something about playing Nord Cav with a Corsair. I don't play Cav ever really, but when you get on a Corsair with Nord Scout, it's just
the
so
wind
fast.
in your hair.
Yeah, it just feels incredible. Like, I think if you get into that, I can really understand why you would commit to it, even in any situation. He makes it work as well. Let's face it, he just makes it work.
Yeah, but I think he would make anything work.
That's true. A kind of hold up in a corner here over by these barrels. Picking up some Dutch courage before the fight. And IG sort of spreading out. Getting some archer positions that look half decent, but they're forced onto the flag right now as A start raising it.
Well, A have the tunnels as well, so they have got a nice split on the flags. M just standing there, staring them down.
Oh, early jab kill comes in there from Bliv, who's been doing some breakdancing on this Razor logo for the time being. And A just driving forward right now. These IG players look so runnable. Triari, they moved him way too far forward, and he's just been forced into the melee fight immediately. Bliv cuts him down, and he wants more blood as well. He's charging into this fight head first. In comes Hunter support. Doesn't get too much done. Bliv goes down though, and IG putting a couple of kills back. They're 4 players against 6 right now, not out of it yet, but not looking great for the Istiniarians. Down goes a lift around to a Tomy shot. His first kill of the set. Scar takes down Kekken. Falls to his teammate Azan there, but I think not to worry, as Abyss Ropai have this pretty much locked down. Tommy finishing off Hun, and AE take a 6-0 lead. And well, before the match we were suggesting that possibly this could be IG's best chance to get something done in El Clasico forever, but right now it just seems like Abyss Ropai just charging forward to an 8-0 record in this matchup between the two teams.
Must be getting pretty tanked up now as well.
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, we'll have a little look at the players. Cleric Johnson in a male shirt. Nia's got himself some armour as well. Tommy got some armour. So has Zen. Peter, happy to stick with his Corsair, I believe, yeah. And the blue shirt as well, so... he's happy. We're going to charge in for some early aggression here. Almost gets a big couch lance on Hun there. And you see, that's what the Corsair enables him to do. He's able to be so predatory with it. And can get things done in the early round. I mean, Hun really had to react fast there to get out of the I don't know, the line of sight of that. It's not really a line of sight. The line of fury of a couch lance, I suppose you would call it.
I think IG were saying they didn't have much hope for this map prior. They were looking to take
I don't suppose they got too much now.
Well, I think they were looking to take as many rounds as they could on Verloren. If they were going to take rounds, but...
We'll see how it goes. As it stands, we might not see much of Verloren.
Was the map they did really well against Wolfpack, though, so maybe they have some special plan brewed.
Also, they played this 2 weeks in a row, have they? That's interesting. And, are you happy not to ban it? I like the announcements. Just playing along in the middle of El Clasico. Welcome to our server!
Blood-filled streets.
Yeah. Team's reverting to a more passive style right now. Peter not able to get anything done in the early round either, in spite of his predatory approach. Flag spawns once again the ships.
Even if you don't get anything done with that kind of harassing, it just keeps the enemy team a little bit scared and bit worried about moving around more, because you know you've got Peter lurking somewhere, might come at you with some crazy lance.
Like, you don't want to fight him because you know if he does kill you, and the chances are that he will if you go toe-to-toe with him, you'll feel like such an idiot. It will be all your fault. There's no commander is saying, go on then, have a go at Peter, you might take him. No commander says that. They say, no, stay away from Peter because he will kill you.
Well, Sota might say that. I think he's in one of the...
But he has relaxed on his team, so...
Yeah.
In any case,
not Black Tide though, he wouldn't be able to take him.
Ooh. Black Tide gets a real tough break on these shoutouts and bits of ban on the stream. Anyway, early kills come in from Peter, Azan, the Cav doing work right now, Bliv bring down Trion, and it's all one way at the moment. Oliveran getting overwhelmed right now, doing some great blocking, somehow staying alive for the time being, eventually finished off by Cleric Johnson. And yeah, all one way at the moment. Scar on very low health, but I don't think he's even going to go down. Peter's moved up, dismounted off his horse to go for Luther there. He just wants kills. Scar finishes him off. Tommy does drop. Not a perfect round for Abyss Europae, but pretty damn near. I don't know what that means.
Cleric is banned on IG.
Oh right, there you go. A little bit of banter coming there from Cleric Johnson.
And I think what IG do is every time Cleric puts an ID on for tournaments, like a new ID,
they continue to ban him.
As well.
Yeah, really do use their power effectively. Ooh, M goes down to an
early
couch. Yeah, 2 couch lances there coming from IG. Aggression here from IG starting to pay off a little bit. Perhaps it was Cleric's little bit of banter there. Perhaps they were a bit distracted by that.
Their hilarious joke.
Yeah, and I feel like IG really punishing them.
I think this is what they wanted to do though, was use that cav, just hit them really hard.
Yeah, it's really worked this time in a very profound way. Finally getting the kills they want. Just Peter and Nia remaining. Down goes Nia. Peter left on his couch lance. And if anyone could do it, it's Peter, but surely not. Let's go down to trio eventually. We're going to have a 30-second break and talk about what happened in that last round right after that. Okay, we move into the half time of this match. Europae dominated the first map, but IG did somehow manage to redeem themselves and bring back one round right at the end there. The score sits at 7-1 to the Bees. Last round, what did you make of that?
Possibly an element of A switching off a little bit and just taking a fight because they thought they could take it, but I think the setup that IG had with the 3 cav, and I think they had 2 archers on that side as well, only 1 archers is Nord, but still with the 3 cav, they needed to cav work best when there's pressure on your enemy and they can come in and get those hits, whereas what they seem to keep doing, IG, is not being on pressure. They're always being pressured themselves, you know?
Yeah, which tends to happen when you play against Europae, because
they
tend to play very aggressive. They've learned from past mistakes in that sense. And I think it's pretty established in the scene now. You cannot back off from a melee fight.
Yeah,
that will get you absolutely killed.
Especially against axes, just end up with no shield.
Yeah, so true. But fair play to IG though, they have managed to scrape back around here, and an 8-0 will see them through a victory here.
Unlikely, but it could happen.
It seems unlikely, but it certainly could happen. You know, A did make the first map look easy. They did really dominate, there's no two ways about it. But IG is a team of incredible, experienced players, and when players like that are playing, anything can happen.
Yeah, like I said, it's easy to look like you're doing something awful against A because they play so well, but I think that last round showed that IG do know how to actually play the game, so that's a start.
Well, we've given them that much. Well, yeah. The thing is, I mentioned this because I shared the El Clasico post by LaRue. Great post that was, with a lovely little history lesson and some great build up to this match, which I think is one of the reasons why so many people are tuned in. I linked that on my Facebook, and I got into a bit of a discussion with Nicoforos or whatever from Armata Brancaleone.
Alright.
And he mentioned that he would put his money on AE. And I was sort of thinking about it, and well, yeah, obviously you would. But I mean, what is it that is so defining? I think psychology is such a huge part of it. I just feel like AE feels so comfortable in these big games. They feel so comfortable just being aggressive. Infantry psychology, I mean, obviously that's Cleric's sort of most notable known feature is his infantry psychology.
This is really, going live, by the way.
IG just looks so nervous in these fights against those kind of players. They have to work on that somehow. They have to find a way to just get psyched up. I think that's a big problem for them right now, and it's making it really hard for them to win these melee fights. Okay, we're going live, so I guess we're going to be running the Valoran map intro. See you on the other side. Oh wait, that ain't right. Hold up. Forget that, you're getting Valoran. It's happening. Live! Few production issues there, but I was determined to show that Valoran map intro, and you did get it.
Here's a good one.
Right now we see Europae have pushed through the centre and the fight is kicking off already. IG have been forced away from the action. Europae playing as the Sarenid side in yellow.
IG again taking the Kitey 3 cav 2 archer build. Yeah, but already an archer down.
Marek Khan and Monopolish into that. Losing one player so far to Deacon Barry.
I think it's a good idea. I think it kind of plays to IG's strength. I don't think they could take on IG in a straight up infantry fight.
And having those extra cav does really help a lot. Like, if you can take down one of those AE cav, you're suddenly playing 3 cav against 1, and you can start doing a lot of damage in a melee fight if you can get onto some flat open space, which all of these flags do allow you to do.
Except possibly this one.
The rat market.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is a little bit flat, but
It's flat, but it's not very open, yeah.
Yeah.
It's perhaps the least favourable one out of all of them.
I think A, you're going to fight them as they approach as well, rather than at the market.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. They're going to try and shut out IG. IG walking around, they've raised the ladder. Having a really hard time actually getting up here though. Immediately Kenken goes down. It's just butchered.
Siege warfare stuff there.
Yeah, and he always he dies in a very interesting way on my screen. I think I have ragdolls off or something, and he's just stuck in the air. Peter bring down Osiris as well. I just had a really hard time. They completely been caught in a choke point. Whoa! What happened? Liverang went flying.
That was brilliant.
Oh my god! Oh, and then gets shot in the head. I think he had no idea what just happened then. I think anyone did, to be honest. Razor picking up a double kill.
His
there.
headshots have been
Two
brutal.
headshots, yeah. And Razor been playing great all game. They brought back. I mean, you know, if they'd have played him in the second set, I'm sure it would have been headshot central anyway. Shows they have got some depth to their roster, even though they always deny it and say they probably won't be able to play. Such
Yeah,
liars.
at the
They
start
are
of every
such
tournament.
liars. I mean, just look at them fly.
I know they're pretty much doing 2 teams at the moment of just really strong
Yeah.
setups.
Look at this now, Weirdo getting some kind of crazy jab kill that I didn't even see. On Hun. Monopolis just running for his life. Caught in
That's
the
really-
tunnels by Peter.
It's really demoralizing when you get, like, they're actually really rare, those extreme kind of bugs, but one time in the last WNL I had a bug in ruins where I just kind of dropped off one of the small ruins on the map ruins,
Yeah.
and I just zoomed straight into the ground with huge force and suicided.
Really?
From full health. And that was in a quite a stressful game, and it's pretty depressing.
Yeah, it can
But
be
you
that one.
subscribe to the cleric school of mental strength, do you? Is that what you were saying before the?
I think so, yeah.
I think you're probably right.
I honestly think that in these many fights, he just knows how to play it so well when he's in there. He's not actually playing right now. But, you know, Scar is, at this stage, just as good, if not better. A lot of them perhaps would rate him higher. Deacon did suggest that him and Cleric were to be put in the key players. But Scar is an absolute force to be reckoned with in the infantry
You think
fights.
Cleric's looking a bit rusty, maybe?
No, I think Cleric's playing great, to be honest. He loves to lead the charge. He's such a sort of intimidating force in those group fights. He's always there just attacking you. And he's told me before, what he does, he just gets angry. He doesn't care, like, he forces himself to get angry, because then he just feels no pressure. And you really feel it, like, and you can see it when you're watching him as well.
Yeah, and it's also why he got banned from IG Battlegrounds.
Yeah, sometimes extends to non-gameplay factors. It seems like Peter's had a crash, which is going to give a little lifeline there to IG perhaps. Few and far between these crashes. But in mount&blade Warband competitive, we just play on through them.
And now it's either going to be the most open flags, so this is a good chance for IG.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what's what I mentioned before as well. If you can take down one of the horses, they didn't take him down, but they are now playing 3 cav against just the one. That could be pretty big. Or are they? They are, aren't they? You don't have a dismounted horse, was it?
I don't think so.
No, they have 3 cav, right? One of them's just a long way away. I feel unsure now.
Oh no, they do have 3 cav, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you maybe doubt myself, and maybe they'd taken one for sword drops or something.
Monopolis is elsewhere on the map.
Yep.
By the rat market, it seems like, actually. Flag gonna spawn in the spawn spot. Very, very open flag spot. I think IG rushing to get some decent archer spots, but I think are you gonna kind of catch them in this alleyway? You don't want to push forward. Crazy Boy moves to the side to aim, but IG don't want to push forward here because they've got no archers positions. This is not a good push for IG, I do not feel.
It's an okay place to fight for the cav, but yeah, I wouldn't.
They're running into a archer fire. Immediately the Roo picks off Marek. Really misplaced push, I think. They've run away from their own archers and channeled them into the alleyway. Crazy Boy does manage to get a kill somehow, but I mean really against the swing of the action. Really bad decision I think there from IG, and they've paid for it in blood.
One thing I've noticed from AE is that sometimes they're not even bothering to do crossfires. I've seen Razor and LaRue just sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
Just more like a Napoleonic Wars firing line, firing down onto the IG, and it's been pretty effective.
I think as long as you have a good enough view on the fight,
Yeah,
you'll be okay.
Definitely.
The crossfire is kind of, I guess, more important before the fight, but after that you're just shooting into melee anyway.
Yeah.
Tommy goes down there. Razor and LaRue still up. And they do have a pretty wicked crossfire setup now. It's going to make it so hard for IG to move anywhere near the flag. Crazy Boy.
Cav down as well.
Shot in the head. Monopolist goes down, and it's just a Cyrus and kick and lift. They're looking pretty vulnerable, and I think AE going to see it through.
This will be 9 rounds, will it?
Yeah, this will be a 9-1 victory for AE. And they just look dominant from start to finish.
Yeah.
Very well played. El Clasico is over. And Apis Europae take their 8-0, take their record to 8-0 against IG between these two teams. And that's just going to build up a really big mental barrier by now. I'm going to run a short ad and then go into the post game. Alright, there you have it. Here's the post game. Apis Europae 9-1 against God of Istiniar. Very one-sided, very dominant, no matter which way you look at it, right?
Yeah. Not much else to say, really. There were glimmers of hope for IG, and I think that their plan that they had could have worked, but they just never quite saw it through.
I would like to make the point as well that the cat is out of the bag, AE. You always make out like it's not going well, you're having trouble, your players aren't playing well. I mean, IG are not one of the favourites to take this tournament anyway, but AE looking really strong, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think they've been doing pretty well in training matches as well, feeling quite confident as they go forward.
Do you think, or do you have some first-hand experience of that?
We haven't actually played them. We've played them and they looked pretty strong. But it was more, I was wondering how he fared against the other top teams. I think they've been doing okay.
Fair enough. I mean, there's going to be a lot of very interesting semi-finals basically in this tournament.
Yeah, I would like to look forward to them. Looking likely that we'll face them actually in semi-finals. That should be a good match.
Yeah, it might be a difficult one though.
Might have to step it up a notch.
I'm sure you can do it, because Setten's looking like a very strong team at the moment as well.
Thanks.
Moving forward, and well, you're already first in your group, so that's the first part out of the way. But I mean, you did say yourself that you feel like you're a little bit behind the other three at the moment.
Oh yeah, we are. They've got so much experience. It's
Is that where you read up on Warband history, trying to find secrets?
Pretty much was.
Really? Ancient knowledge.
Ancient knowledge and ancient warriors.
Kept by blind monks in secret catacombs. Okay, I want to say thanks very much for streaming with me, OHL. It's always a pleasure to co-cast with you. You make me giggle a lot. And
Thank you for having me.
I think we're gonna try and get an interview going, which should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I think they're gonna bring some people in. So it'll be nice to hear from them about how it's going. Yeah, looks like we're gonna have LaRue and Cleric. Bit of star power on the string.
It's pretty close between Wolfpack and SBO, the other match in this group.
Oh,
currently.
Really?
It's looks like it's 7-6.
Oh, interesting. Definitely go. Is that being streamed?
Yes, Sirkan is streaming it.
Check out that and Sirkan's stream as well. But do stick around for the interview as well. Open both streams, and absorb information from both channels at the same time. Have a quick interview at the moment and try and get LaRue and Cleric in here. Want to make sure that they're loud enough. Okay. Let's move them in here.
You alright, man?
Hello.